When we think of cavemen, we often picture them as unintelligent, uncivilized brutes who spent their days chasing woolly mammoths and their nights huddled around a fire scaring each other with spooky stories. To answer this question, we need to first clear up a common misconception about what a caveman actually is. During this time, humans went from being simple, tool-making hominids to being highly intelligent, artistic, and social creatures. We built shelters, started controlled fires, developed complex language and hunting strategies, created cave paintings, and even buried our dead. One example of this is the invention of traps, which required planning and teamwork. They worked hard to put food on the table, just like you work hard to put food in your belly. They ate, they worked, they played, and they survived. They were just like us, except they had bigger brains, smaller bellies, and definitely a lot more hair. Of course, there was plenty of downtime in between all that work, and humans probably spent a fair amount of time socializing, telling stories, playing games, and just relaxing. After all, life was good. They had food to eat, a shelter to live in, and a tribe full of friends and family to help them survive. Some traps were very simple, like placing a spear in the ground at an angle, so an animal would trip over it and impale itself. Other traps were much more elaborate, like a pit lined with sharpened sticks that would hold an animal still while its leg was skewered. Once an animal was caught, the humans would quickly dispatch it and then drag it back to their camp. There, they would butcher the animal and cook it over a fire. Cooking is another one of those time-consuming tasks that modern humans rarely do anymore. But it was a crucial part of a caveman's day. Cooking meat made it safer to eat and much more delicious. And cooking was done by placing meat and vegetables on a spit and rotating it over the fire. This required constant attention and skill to make sure the food didn't burn or get too raw. This process didn't happen evenly across the planet or among all human species. For example, Homo sapiens didn't start making cave art until about 40,000 years ago, and Neanderthals went extinct about 40,000 years before that. So when we talk about cavemen, it would be more accurate to talk about the various species of early humans, such as Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and Neanderthals, or about ancient humans in general, just to simplify things. The term caveman is often used to refer to any human who lived in the Stone Age. But the truth is there was no one single Stone Age. In fact, humans used stone tools for over 3 million years before the advent of agriculture and civilization. That's a long time and a lot of history to summarize with just one word. But were they really that different from us? What if cavemen were actually more like you and me than we think? Welcome to Paleologic. Today, we are going to dispel some myths about our Stone Age ancestors by answering a very important question. What did cavemen actually do all day? The Paleolithic, or Old Stone Age, lasted from roughly 2.6 million years ago until 10,000 years ago. But regardless of what you call them, let's take a look at what their daily life might have been like. Just like today, a big part of any caveman's day was spent looking for food. But unlike today, food wasn't something you could just pick up at the grocery store. Humans had to spend a great deal of time and energy foraging for wild plants and berries or hunting animals for food. Men, women, and children all likely helped out with gathering and hunting, though men probably did more of the hunting and women more of the gathering. Early humans hunted large game like mammoths and bison using spears and other primitive weapons. But a lot of their prey was probably small animals like rabbits, deer, and wild boar. These early humans were also scavengers, meaning they would eat the carcasses of animals that had already died. Not exactly the most appetizing job, but someone's got to do it. Humans got pretty creative when it came to finding food. So between foraging, hunting, trapping, and cooking, it's safe to say that cavemen were anything but lazy. So what did cavemen do all day? They did all the things we do, really. If you enjoyed this episode and want to learn more about ancient humans, stay tuned for more information.